All right, we all have questions about the vaccine, and she has got the answers, we hope. Please welcome back ABC News Chief Medical Correspondent, Dr. Jennifer Ashton. Good morning.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Dr.
Happy New
Jen.
Year.
Everybody has a zillion questions, so we want to get right down to it.
Okay.
The vaccine has been a slow rollout. What do you think can be done to sort of expedite getting the general public vaccinated?
Well, I mean, that's an understatement, Kelly. You're 100% correct. So I think we have to figure out quickly how to operationalize an immunization campaign of this magnitude, which, true, we've never done before. But you're talking about the need to immunize 100,000 or more, 100 million or more people very quickly, stat, as we say. So, in my opinion, we have to look at things that we do on that scale. Election day, where over 100 million people vote. You know, Big Ten football in those days, where 80 to 100,000 people would fill an arena and a stadium. You know, we have the experience to check tickets and put people through security scanners. We have the ability to immunize people on that scale, and we need to ramp it up, and we need to do it very quickly.
So, once one receives the first shot, how much coverage do they have? And then when do you have to be precise when you get the second one?
You have to be pretty close, Ryan. So the clinical trials for Pfizer and Moderna suggest that there is some immune protection in the 50% reduction of risk range about 10 days after the first dose, and then full immune protection, again, about 95% reduction in risk 10 days after the second dose. If you're talking about the Moderna vaccine, those doses are 21 days apart. 4 weeks apart. If you're talking about the Pfizer vaccine, 21 days apart. But again, right now, it's just about immunizing as many people as possible.
Let's get into the fears, because there are a lot of people, people we're all related to that are terrified to get the vaccine. What are some of the possible side effects?
Well, listen, first of all, when you talk about fear, that's appropriate. It's normal. We have to acknowledge that and recognize that a healthy degree of skepticism in science and medicine is appropriate and it's common. We have to look at the clinical trial data, which show that there's a very high percentage of these common vaccine side effects that we see with other vaccines as well, like fever, headache, soreness, you know, some muscle aches and pains. Those are not things to be afraid of. Those are your immune system functions kicking in. When you're talking about rare risk of like an anaphylactic reaction, numbers so far are in the range of 1 in 90,000. So when you talk about the risk of COVID versus the risk of a severe reaction like that, it's easy to make your decision which is a higher risk.
There was a story about a doctor who got the vaccine in Miami and then died.
Yep.
What happened in that case?
Yeah, very tragic story, and I've been in touch with some people who actually knew him. They are, of course, investigating it. It looks like it's just temporally coincidental in terms of time. They had a drop in platelet level, which can cause massive hemorrhage. That was not seen in any of the clinical trials. So we have to understand that some of these tragic background events like strokes, heart attacks, deaths will happen when you start to immunize hundreds of millions of people. We are going to see those, and we need to be prepared for them. It's only if they're higher than what we would expect in a background rate that would raise a red flag.
And you've already been vaccinated, is that correct? What can you tell us about the experience? What did you feel? What were your side effects?
Yeah, so first of all, I carry an EpiPen, Kelly. So I had my EpiPens there. I got the Pfizer vaccine. I got my second dose at Englewood Hospital in New Jersey yesterday. I do surgery there. I felt absolutely nothing after the first one other than a sore arm. Yesterday, last night, I definitely had the full list. I had a headache. I had some body aches, maybe a little chills, super sore arm. Today, I took 2 Tylenol at 4 in the morning, and, you know, it's work as usual for me. So nothing to be afraid of for me.
Before we let you go, we're glad you got the vaccine and you're doing well. Before we let you go, shifting gears, Kelly said you have chickens?
Yeah, the yolk's on me, you guys. It was one of my desperate pandemic hobbies, and I got these chickens. I'm only starting with 3 because I wanted to make sure that, I didn't kill them. I've had to do a lot of fun research, but just this past weekend, they started laying their eggs. So I'll drop some fresh farm eggs off at the studio for you
guys. Are the yolks very orange, vibrant orange, the yolks?
They are. They're super orange, and they're super delicious.
This is
a gift we will accept.
We
will
are
accept
really
that gift.
excited.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Jen. We appreciate it.
Check your local listings for Dr. Jen's show. What you need to know weekdays on ABC.
She's so good. She's so smart.